Hi guys, can you hear me?
I become I can.
Yes, cool. Yeah, so Bill, it's nice to hear you actually. Of course,
Right. This is my first time ever in this kind of a meet. I've never been into this kind of a meet. I thought why not to just enter and see what goes on.
surely, I think you made a good choice. So, what brought you into
Right.
Bitcoin Cash actually?
Okay. So I recently, I mean, not much, but almost a quarter or so, I've been introduced to kind of a Bitcoin or basically the crypto world with one of my neighbors and tried understanding. Then I took a proper, I mean, almost 30, 50 hours of international course in entire crypto and blockchain to understand what it is, how does it really work, and then some hands-on in terms of exchange, tradings, all that stuff to gain knowledge on what's going on. So short stint, but a lot of things probably not just buying a Bitcoin have reached till the ideal levels, and
Nice, nice.
yet to get into the pads kind of a thing with the tire and tire to kind of a stuff. So that is yet to be explored.
Surely. I had never heard of anybody paying so much to get their crypto knowledge. So,
Yeah.
how long was that for?
So I took what 3 months max now till here.
Nice. Okay, so you must be pro then.
Yeah, I think I have tried getting into hands-on very quickly on all of this stuff, and I mean I personally, as an individual, I'm an entrepreneur, so I keep on running enterprises and startups. So the one thing which keeps me crazy or moving is to learn things quicker and faster and see how a business model can be built out of it.
Surely. So, what kind of business model are you interested in? What are you looking forward to?
I've been honestly not given a shot so far, but definitely the thought process is to basically launch kind of possible good projects into this entire crypto world, where today the organizations like Bluezilla who is helping big time the incubating the projects, and then there are big decks which is coming up to launch all these activities. I mean, that kind of a project is what now is a thought to launch or think about.
Okay. So, decentralizing the models, is it? Okay, decentralizing finance. So, if you've heard about them so much about decentralizing, you heard about Smart PCH then?
No, not really.
So, what part of the decentralizing, your financial
Right
networks?
now, I've just explored what is going on currently in the exchange markets. I mean, decentralized when you talk about like maybe a pancake swap kind of a people, then text tools kind of a people, the platforms. So just in the exploration mode and experiencing mode, what all these platforms does, how does this does, then going to the kind of BSC pads, ADA pads, seeing the kind of a projects they launch. So this is what the learning or the understanding is going on as of now.
True. But have you checked out any DeFi projects really functional, really useful, really possible?
I have identified a couple of for myself. I mean, given a thought, okay, this is possible or not possible, but still, I would rather say what I have seen so far, the real use case based projects, what is right now coming up is all in the technology space. I mean, they are creating a platform, they're creating a exchanges, they're creating a swap, so all of that. The real case projects which can probably get implemented into the real lives and we can explore that and we can see how the blockchain technology really works, that is still yet to be discovered.
So there are some projects that you can already deploy them. It's basically a simple trade of buy and sell of crypto or swapping crypto is possible. It's available out there, but not on the Ethereum gas fees. You understand what I mean?
They are all possible.
So
That is the kind of a projects which I think today are getting launched as much as possible, right?
yeah. Are you a tech person? Do you build tech too?
I mean, I build tech, but I mean, I'm not a techie guy, but I have a team those who build tech.
Okay, okay. So I guess by giving them the right direction, I guess you would be able to probably build better systems. So to understand that is why we are talking about those things here. You already know about DeFi. So DeFi doesn't end at Ethereum. There is multiple layers or chains out there which does better than even Ethereum. So that's why some of the centralized chains are popular, but of course we're not into centralized chains. We don't want to go back to the same as what we are trying to get away from, right? Centralized systems, centralized banking, centralized things. So we don't want to build anything on the centralized chain too. So that's what we are talking about Bitcoin Cash and smart PC hedge. So if you have come across that, you should know what it is. In a way, it's very simple. It's just like how Ethereum has your Polygon as a side chain, and then it does those kind of things. But if you see, the overall is still on Ethereum. So your Ethereum gas fees is high, so you're you're not really able to deploy all these services on top of the Ethereum as smoothly as you would expect because of the difficulty that is there in moving in and out for cheaper. So that's where Bitcoin Cash comes in play. We are working towards getting all of these, decentralized financial options that's there. People have identified can be now on the smart PC hedge, and eventually on smart PC hedge you'll be paying low fee, right? So you're doing all on chain instant transactions, and also without any human. Of course, it's all DeFi, decentralizing without any human intervention. So that's where Bitcoin Cash is what we're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, lot to learn, lot to understand.
Of course, yeah, now that you know what you know and you're researching in it, try and see what is the best solution for these DeFi systems. Not anymore is Ethereum. It's just, of course, Ethereum has a big hype. People are building on it and things like that. But it's really not very useful. Like people are not able to really make use of those DeFi unless you're paying or unless you're doing big volumes. Because if you're doing big volumes, then you can pay big fees. Uh, Initially, they did pay a lot of fees for getting some of these freebies or free airdrops that was there. For those people, still paid for it. But now that if you have the real DeFi, and when you have DeFi, you're not expecting people to do only big volumes. It could be small transactions, and I'd like all my transactions to be on chain. What is the point of following cryptocurrency if I cannot do my transactions on chain? If I have to still depend on a third party, a second layer, somebody who's managing my coin, somebody who will now tell me, no, I cannot send so much, I will have to delay or wait. So all that is out of the window when you're doing on chain because that's why we want cryptocurrency, right? We're trying to get away from the existing finance, where existing finance is all trust-based system on we're putting our trust into somebody else. We don't want that anymore. If you're putting trust in the system and depending on the system, then a better option like BCH Smart Chain will be like better deployed. We're hoping we're still in the early stages, of course. We all are. The whole crypto space is. So yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, it's nice to know what your thoughts were.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, anybody else want to jump in? I'll actually just start the meetup. It's already started, but let me just quickly introduce. Hi, my name is Vikram Nikam. I've been doing these meetups since good amount of time now. It's been 8 years. 2013 beginning is when I started. I actually did this. I was very desperately waiting to meet someone, and I had spoken and chatted with everybody online, but never got to meet anyone. So I started a meetup in Bangalore back in 2013. Continued since then and never stopped. Like almost 2 to 3 times a month is minimum. Unlike before we did twice a week because there was so much needed. It's just that helps a lot of people build confidence in cryptocurrency. Otherwise, you find only online people just don't know really what's really happening, and they don't meet anybody in person to really confirm what they know online. So that's how it all started. I got into crypto very early. For me, crypto was because I was having some assets back in England when I was living there. My assets collapsed in price in 2008 recession is why I got into searching what's going on online. Eventually helped me understand that cryptocurrency is a second plan B, I would say, or the decentralized alternative that you have for a centralized system. So I was very eager. It got me so interested that I had to quit my job. If I'm quitting my job, I'll have to quit UK also because my job related position I was holding.
Raj on mute. Just Raj on mute.
Yeah, Raj, if you can put yourself on mute, thank you very much, Raj. So that's where it all began, and I got into online search, and then I realized this cryptocurrency is here to make a change. And then eventually, those few features of cryptocurrency being decentralized, being open source, is something new for me because I was not a technical guy or a financial guy. So both of those things I had to learn. I eventually learned all of that in 2010 to 11. I quit my job, did a year study. Eventually, I left the UK to go travel for 2 years. After my travel or whole my travel, I realized there's absolutely no one who knows about crypto, and nobody knows, and nobody can talk to me about crypto. I was the only one talking, including in my travel times. It was really embarrassing. Sometimes some guys, a German guy actually turned around and told me, this is in a group of people, right? We were all traveling, absolutely nothing to do. So we'd sit and chat and chat away to glory. At this time, this guy turns around and tells me, dude, I'm not interested in buying anything. Don't sell me any stuff. I was like, no, I'm not selling you any Bitcoin. I'm just talking about Bitcoin because I cannot stop talking about it. It is so good. It's actually decentralizing the whole financial network. If you understand deep down in the secret societies that we have, they control the financial market of the whole world. That means one few assholes on the top actually making all of us play a monopoly game with the rigged papers that they are holding, and they're printing as many as they want and then just like distributing to us in their wills and fancies. So when you understand that deep down, then you really will look forward to having an alternative, especially when it's a decentralized system. So this kind of thought process, when I got into my head in the beginning of cryptocurrency, I just couldn't do my regular job, right? So that's how I got into it. And by 11, I eventually bought some. My idea of buying crypto was to see what really is going to happen. And because I had never met anybody to talk in person and then build some more confidence on myself, it was never there. Till 2013, my meetup was the first meetup when I met people. Also, and then eventually I realized it's not just me meeting people. There are so many Bitcoiners out there who'd like to meet somebody and then talk about it. So I've been holding meetups since then and never stopped. It's just to build more adoption and acceptance of cryptocurrency around the world. So it helped me build a lot of few other platforms because of that. Eventually, in my meetups in 13, beginning till end, there used to be a lot of Bangalore guys used to carve for meetups. Of course, people from all over India are living in Bangalore. So these guys were like had one question to me every time in my meetup: how do we buy Bitcoin in India? So this is in 2013, right? There are absolutely no exchanges out there. So we realized this is one of the important things that's to be built. So we built Uno Coin. Me and my friend, we got together. We realized, okay, we need to recruit somebody and get this exchange started because everybody who comes to meetups have nowhere to buy. And if it's only in Bangalore, think about the rest of India. Like how many more people would be there who would be interested in buying? So we launched Uno Coin by end of December 2013. After that, of course, I never looked back since Uno Coin. Then I did Bit, what do you say, EDCX India. Then I did BitNation. Then I did Try Bitcoin. Then I have something called InstaCrypto now. So all of these platforms help people adoption to increase adoption of cryptocurrency. Uh, Now the recent one is called InstaCrypto. InstaCrypto is a non-custodial platform. One of the simple reasons is because the first one that I built is a custodial platform. So I wanted to build something outside that scenario. So this is a non-custodial. If you were interested in using cryptocurrency as a payment, settlement, value transfer, InstaCrypto it is. And even for you to hold it as an asset or buy it from InstaCrypto, it's very easy. As an asset, if you're buying from InstaCrypto, you will have to hold it by yourself. InstaCrypto does not provide any wallets. So since we don't provide any wallets, few people who come in without any knowledge of Bitcoin may have a little difficulty with InstaCrypto because you have to have your own wallet. You have to just provide us the wallet address and we do the transaction directly into your wallet. So the least you let anybody hold your cryptocurrency, the least it will be stolen or lost or hacked. So that way, we want to make sure it is a foolproof system, and know that now that we know cryptocurrency can do a lot more than just trading and just asset holding. Insta allows all other options of cryptocurrency to be exercised. So that's where I come from, and thank you very much for you guys to be listening to the whole story. But yeah, this is me, and now I'm completely into understanding what really Satoshi built. Right in 2008, when he circulated the white paper, it was clearly that Bitcoin was going to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for everyone. Because what we see today is the major adoption of cryptocurrency in trading and asset holding. But a cryptocurrency on itself, like a financial tool by itself, is a major use cases of payments and settlements and value transfer. That's what he was writing. He was writing about it on the white paper, saying that it's going to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash, so that nobody can be in between and nobody needs to be in between. And peer-to-peer, one person to another person should be able to do any kind of transfer and communication. But then, of course, that's what has been a little difficult with Bitcoin right now because of the fees being very high. It doesn't really help the masses to adopt Bitcoin because your Bitcoin and Ethereum fees is slightly more than your average transaction amount for a country like India or West or Africa or Asia. In the West, in the US, in New York, maybe your average spending is maybe 10, 50, $100. So you can spend easily up to $5, $10 as fee. But that's not the amount of fees that we would be expecting to pay if someone is paying 100 rupees in transfer, right? That's when we compare it to UPI. Since most of those here from India, we know what UPI brings to us, right? UPI brings us an instant transfer and a free transfer. That is the most important thing because it's free. People use it for even 10 rupees for a chai wala. We are trying to pay with UPI and happy to collect UPI because change is a little difficult and we don't have change, so we straight away use UPI. So the feature of UPI is popular because it's instant and it's free. And if you compare with cryptocurrency for global use case, crypto has to be instant, which it is. Uh, Most times, but in Bitcoin Cash, it's actually instant. That means there's no real waiting time of that 10-minute block also, because in Bitcoin Cash you can actually instantly receive and instantly send out also without the block being moved. So that's the beauty of Bitcoin Cash that's upgraded on it. Unlike Bitcoin, in Bitcoin you have to wait the 10 minutes and you have to pay high fees, so it doesn't become a real use case for payments and settlements around the world. So that's where cryptocurrency is very clearly now segregated to use cases of what is being really used for. Your Ethereum is a great use case for DeFi systems, anything decentralizing the systems, but not really open towards everyone to come and participate because of the high network fee. But it can do that. But otherwise, for an asset class, of course, Bitcoin is the daddy of all the asset classes in cryptocurrency. I'm talking about. And after Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, then Bitcoin Cash, then many, of course. All cryptocurrencies can be an asset, but this asset can be as liquid as how you would use cash or you would use UPI. No, most of these cryptocurrencies are not as good as UPI, but of course some are. That's what we work towards because in the future, the bigger market for payments and settlements is in movement of money, not just holding as an asset, not just trading in a trading exchange. So that's where we work towards crypto to be brought out for payments and settlements. That's why we bet big on Bitcoin Cash for those reasons, because Bitcoin Cash can really make a difference in this world, and it is already doing it in many countries. UPI like feature, what we enjoy in India, is only in India. It's not there in anywhere else in the world. Especially where I lived in the UK, absolutely nothing. Even now, when I have meetings in South America and in heart of Europe, in Luxembourg, when I'm talking to people, they tell me, Vikram, you know how it is here. We do not get settlements till Monday morning. Actually, what are they trying to tell you? That means whatever transactions happen from Friday night till Monday morning, they do not know if that value is actually with them or not, or if the transaction is really completed or not. Because a transaction is complete only when you have the liquidity in your account. And if you're able to withdraw the liquidity, that's what UPI gives us, right? On a Saturday evening, if I make a 5 rupee transfer to you on UPI, on the very next minute, you can go and withdraw that from the ATM machine from your account and you can spend that. That means on a Saturday, you got your instant settlement. sadly, that kind of settlement is not available for everybody in the world. That's why cryptocurrencies are very popular. Bitcoin Cash, especially, is very popular in payment sector. Yeah, Swapnil, go for it. What do you want to do?
A very simple and silly question, probably, right? The one thing which you said, okay, I have transferred the money to you in UPI or any other transfers what we do in the fiat money, right? We know that the cost of the product is, say, I buy some water bottle, which I know that the cost of the water bottle is, say, $100, and I pay $100, and that $100 the merchant at least seller gets that $100 and move forward. Now, when we talk about this, the crypto payment transfers and the crypto transactions, right? Something which comes in my mind, and you have to help me out because of the volatility. Today, if I am trading at say $40,000, tomorrow I have $50,000, and maybe we reach to $29,000 also, right? Today, if I'm selling you something, a piece of a bottle, which you said, okay, I'll buy it into the cryptocurrency, you paid me the crypto of $100, but tomorrow, when I am looking at it may just go to say 2 rupees or 3 rupees because of the volatility. So does that really help? Because my product cost was yes 100 rupees, but today the money which I have taken from you can go even for 2 rupees also. And
so yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's a very classic question. It's a very ongoing, everyday question. Everyone asks about it. It's very simple because you understand the volatility of cryptocurrency is very high. You don't want to risk your product's price going down after you receive the price. It's a classic question. I've been hearing about it every time. So you should understand a couple of things. One of them is the fluctuation in cryptocurrency helps in trading with the people. So people love trading of cryptocurrency only because it is fluctuating. But other part is if I'm making a payment to you in cryptocurrency, it may not stay the same price when you have to really exchange. So that means you have a difficulty in understanding crypto's volatility. So what happens in that is you as already a pro in crypto or somebody who understands crypto, or even like you, if somebody is holding a small amount of crypto, they already know what crypto is about. Its fluctuation is something that is already understood. So if they understand the risk, they are happy to collect it in crypto and hold it. But then that is not the only option that we are giving. In Insta Crypto, we're giving an option of changing your crypto instantly at the time when you receive it. So we partner with the merchants. Say you as a merchant, you're selling a water bottle for 100 rupees. We partner with you as a merchant adoption and help. So what happens when you receive your 100 rupees worth of cryptocurrency? It may be Bitcoin Cash, maybe Tron, Litecoin, or Bitcoin Ethereum, any one of them. So we will accept it on your behalf. Basically, our receiving address is what is receiving your crypto for your product. But as soon as that 100 rupees come in crypto, it is coming straight to our company, and we instantly change it for the 100 rupees worth of INR, and we credit it to your bank account. So you do not lose any, you do not experience any volatility. Because you're new to business, maybe as a merchant, you are happy to collect cryptocurrency, but you do not understand cryptocurrency. You do not hold it yourself. So that means a little difficult for you to understand the volatility, right? So that's where we come in as Insta Crypto. We will help you, change that crypto to INR instantly, and you do not lose anything because they're all instant transactions. You're supposed to get 100 rupees, you will get your 100 rupees. Maybe that 0.5 of the fee that we collect is also collected by the sender. So what we do is we will collect for 100 rupees 50 paise worth of cryptocurrency, and then we collect 100 rupees to you. So 0.5% that we charge, half percent is what is collected on behalf of you. So that's how it's done. So that's where you do not see any volatility. You will get your crypto. So like that, there are many merchants out there. Even if you don't get the settlement instantly, your amount of 100 rupees is credited in your account, and then eventually you can withdraw it and hold it whenever you want. So it's actually very useful. But of course, in India, it may not be as useful because in India, your option of UPI is already very popular and very useful, very widely adopted. So with crypto, what happens is we're trying to help people who are trying to have products which can be sold abroad. So you're selling in India, you have your products that can go easily be interested by anyone abroad, anyone outside India. You can sell it to them, and because it's hard to receive INR for the products, which is small amounts, so it's hard to receive from international payments. We can help you with crypto payments. So eventually, your customers will be paying in crypto, and you will receive your INR. So that is also another option that we have. So these are the small features that we build, that we have in our exchange. But of course, these are possible because of Bitcoin Cash and because of things like Tron and Litecoin, because they make their development is built towards helping us ecosystem like what I was explaining. Uh, and Bitcoin Cash guys are the ones I have seen in my entire history of my cryptocurrency understanding. They have a little better understanding in economics, so that they're building products to the future. Unlike most people who are trying to do fun now, they're just building a big coin for themselves, trying to do an airdrop and trying to pump and dump their coin, trying to get money out of it. So those kind of things is big in cryptocurrency in today's world, but you should understand who's doing what. So that's just one of those. I hope you got your question answered.
I got it. Got it. So just follow-up question to this is, though Bitcoin was there as a pioneer starting and all of it, so BCH has got a fork, right? It's a fork, and LIT is also a fork for the Bitcoin, right? Is that my
No, LIT is not the fork of Bitcoin. LIT, you're talking about Litecoin. Yeah, Litecoin is the founder called Charlie Lee. He started this in 2010. This is the very second Bitcoin or very second cryptocurrency of the world, if I may say, right? Because the first one was Bitcoin 2009, January 6th, we started. And sometime in December, sometime in 2010 is Litecoin. I don't know the exact dates. But yes, he nothing but replicated the codes, and then he made 4 times more numbers in value in total numbers. He made it 64 million Litecoins, and the transaction time or the block movement time, he dropped it 1/4, which is 2.5 minutes. So that was the only change that he did. Of course, after that, many cryptos came around. Your Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin, yes. But if you understand what happens in a fork is when an update is launched. So an update was due to be launched on Bitcoin, saying that we're going to change Bitcoin from first in, first out to RBF, replaced by fee. That was like one of the major changes that was done in 2017, which a lot of people who believed in Bitcoin were against it. So what was that change? That change meant that Satoshi had clearly said that whoever makes a transaction first will go through the transaction first. Like if I make a millisecond before you, my transaction will definitely go through first before you. That is first in, first out. So that was the code that was built by Satoshi. But in 2006, 17, in 16, of course, it was propagated, and 2017, it was really happened. From 16 onwards, the team of Bitcoiners, so-called Bitcoiners, because they really don't have the understanding of Bitcoin or the economic understanding, what they proposed is that they were going to change that particular code to RBF, replaced by fee. So that means whoever pays a bigger fee can go through the transaction first, not by time wise. Whatever that Satoshi had done in timestamping was removed and made RBF. So that was not allowed. That was not was not one of those interesting things for a lot of people who follow Bitcoin, including me for that matter, because I never thought that was one of the key things people would change. And when that was going to get changed is when the fork happened, and the ones who didn't want it to change all got into Bitcoin Cash, and we followed Bitcoin Cash. That's why Bitcoin Cash development is more towards economics and futuristic than just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more towards as just an asset and the daddy of crypto. That's the only writing thing that it has. It doesn't really have futures understanding of cryptocurrency or anything about economics and finance. Because when you have the understanding of economics and finance, you will see that that particular thing that you did replaced by fee, you wouldn't have done it. By doing replace by fee, you are limiting crypto usage or Bitcoin usage only for a few rich people. Because if you are competing with someone for fees, an African guy can never ever compete with somebody in New York, right? Somebody in New York can throw $30 easily, but in Africa, $30 is a lot of money. They're not going to pay that fee and compete with that guy. So Bitcoin is not for an African. Why shouldn't it be? That's why now we bring in Bitcoin Cash for everybody, because Satoshi made crypto for everyone, not necessarily only for the rich. That's the small things that's been happening in the crypto space. But of course, in meetups like this, we get to know about all the details. Yeah. So that was the real thing that happened. So actually, if you see, the real Bitcoin is Bitcoin Cash. It's clear by Satoshi's white paper. He said very clearly, it's a peer-to-peer cash system. So what Bitcoin Cashers or the group that who understand economics did was we just changed the name of Bitcoin and christened it to Bitcoin Cash. And we love Bitcoin Cash. It's better than Bitcoin, right? We've got two names. We've got Bitcoin and we've got Cash, just to make it easy and simple for everyone. And then clearly we have adoption of Bitcoin Cash in Asia and Africa much, much bigger than Bitcoin. And even the transaction number of transactions that you can do is much more higher. In Bitcoin, early days of Bitcoin, the amount of the block size, the number of transactions that it could fit was unlimited. So what Satoshi did at the time was he said the unlimited block size may not be really useful right now, and he limited the block size to 1 MB. And when he limited the block size to 1 MB, he said as soon as the transactions go up, we can increase the 1 MB to however MBs that we want. And actually, that's what happened with Bitcoin Cash. We moved from 1 MB to 8 MB and 8 to 32 MB to allow more people to come in and then participate in transactions. In Bitcoin, if you see, it doesn't allow more than 1 MB space per every 10 minutes. That limits the number of users to come in and spend or transact in Bitcoin. Because a limited number of users can actually transact, they will be paying more fee, and then only those who pay high fee can only go through the transaction. Maybe right now you don't see the blocks being so full of Bitcoin, but as soon as the bull run comes up and when the price of Bitcoin goes up, you will see the block sizes always get full, and a lot of people have to wait very long time. Including me, I have waited for days for some transactions because I've made a nominal or minimum transaction fee. Anyway, that's like the depth of why Bitcoin Cash is here. Anything question around that? Yeah, let's talk about it.
So
Before that, yes, Rohit. Sorry to keep you waiting, but yeah, go ahead, Rohit.
No problem, no problem. It was a pleasure to hear you, and it was a good information from your side.
Thank you.
Actually, I can ask you anything about Bitcoin or any crypto, or just I have to stick to the Bitcoin Cash only?
You can ask anything to do you can ask anything to do with crypto, Rohit. I will bring it down to Bitcoin Cash is because I'm trying to prove that what Bitcoin Cash, whatever that you're talking about, Bitcoin Cash is made in a way to make all of these crypto things better. Go ahead.
Yes, that's fine. You just mentioned about bull run, right? So according to me, the Bitcoin has been quite increased since last year. From last year, it was from $8,000 to $60,000 and so.
Yes.
So bull run is still, according to you, bull run is still not
Finished?
came yet, or it is already done, or what?
Yeah. Bull run is not finished yet. We're still waiting for a good price of Bitcoin to touch. I mean to say, you guys are all in India. Bitcoin is going to cross a crore per Bitcoin very, very easily, because the qualities of a cryptocurrency or a Bitcoin or something that has not been adopted yet by the whole of the world, the way the adoption is happening, the price is what is matching the adoption. So if you see the previous high of Bitcoin was at 20,000 USD, right? It is around some 14, 15 lakhs Indian rupees. So from its past of its bull runs, every bull run will get around 10x in its price. Because if it doesn't get 10x, it doesn't make sense like the way, because every 4 years there are at least 10x or more number of people who believe in crypto and coming into crypto space and putting their money in it. When they put in their money in it, means that they want to buy a small piece of crypto and hold it for themselves, right? And see the use case of crypto and enjoy the crypto experience through Bitcoin. So when there are so many people coming in, the price has to match the number of people who join the space. So eventually the price starts matching accordingly. That happens once in 4 years, only because every 4 years is why Bitcoin halves. The next year after halving, eventually the price shoots up to some serious amount of price. It happened in 2013, happened in 17, and it's due in 2021 too, because in 20 we had halving. We had a little hike in price. It went from 15 lakhs to what, 30 lakhs today. It's only gone double. But once in 4 years, since the price is going to go up really high, it has to go up minimum 5x. If it doesn't do 5x, then it really doesn't have the path to go future to actually get being the global reserve currency or globally adopted or globally be there for everyone. To be in that scale, it has to gain that kind of price. It's like the escape velocity or the escape speed of the rockets from gravitational force, right? It has to have that speed, otherwise it will not escape the gravitational force. Similarly, it has to have that kind of price gain. So the year is not complete yet. The bull run is still waiting. This whole year is the year of bull run. Uh, and the real bull run, which is after all this, you know, up and down, up and down. What is this up and down? Up and downs are the ones which is letting people buy and sell crypto. You are holder of crypto. You're maybe hodling 10 cryptocurrencies, 10 Bitcoin. In the month of March, it went up, so you probably sold one. You have 9 left, but you wouldn't sell your 9 until unless you saw that price and above. So you saw that maybe now one or two, maybe you would have sold 2 more. You still have 7, but you're not going to sell that 7 because you've already sold yours until unless it goes really high price. So what happens to the buyers if you're as a seller not selling it to people? Who are these new buyers who are coming in now? Where are they going to get their Bitcoin? They're not going to find the Bitcoin. So eventually, that kind of sellers will dry up. When the sellers dry up, is when they will start selling. See, now I was talking about this person who had 10 Bitcoins. He sold already 3. Now he's remaining 7. He's not going to sell that 7 until unless he's going to get like 30 lakhs and above. So 30 lakhs and above, he's already got for 3 Bitcoins. Now he's thinking, okay, this is my 7th Bitcoin. I don't want to sell this until unless I may get like 50, 60, 70 lakhs. So he's actually pushing the price up because in his pocket, whatever Bitcoins are there, he sold few for the price that was there, but a few more that he's holding, he will only sell it at a higher price. This is the sentiment of every buyer and seller in any market for that matter. It is not just a crypto market. Because in Bitcoin, what happens is it just makes it easy for him to analyze all this. So after 3, the 4th one, he's waiting to sell only at 70 lakhs. Then if he still got that price, then what will he say? Well, okay, Bitcoin price is touched 70 lakhs. It's good it is touched 70, but I want my next Bitcoin. If I ever sell, I will sell it only at 1.5 crores or 1 crore and above. So what did he do? He opted out as a seller. So the buyers don't have any sellers. So what is it creating? It is creating demand and supply. It's economics. Your demand is getting higher and higher by the day with Bitcoin, and the suppliers, who the sellers, are reducing by the day. So it is creating a demand, and when it creates such demand, only thing that goes up is the price. I'm not even an economics guy. I only learned economics 10 years ago. For a year, I studied economics just to understand these crypto movements, and then eventually those things help, and that's how crypto price shoots up. It's inevitable. It's not just me and you. We are very small portion of people who know about Bitcoin. All those new people who are joining Bitcoin space are going to pump in a lot of money to come into this. And there is a classic example also. I'll tell you about that. I have experienced myself. A person who was like of my caliber said, I can buy Bitcoin if it is up to 10 lakhs. But somebody who's higher than my caliber, who can spend easily 1 crore on a car, for him, Bitcoin is not an option to buy. He does not buy Bitcoin till Bitcoin gets to 1 crore. Do you know that? Because it is not his pocket change. Because there are some rich people who are out there who are ready to spend good amount of money for a Bitcoin, but they do not pay any interest to Bitcoin when the Bitcoin price is less than 1 crore. This happened to me when it was 1 lakh, when it was 10 lakhs, when it was 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. Even when it touched 50 lakhs recently in the beginning of this year, one of my friends said, oh, 50 lakh rupees per Bitcoin. Dude, I think now I can spend some, and I think it is in my league. Did you understand that? So the rich come in late. Because for them, when the price of Bitcoin was cheap, it was not in their league. They never wanted to believe in Bitcoin because it's too cheap for them. So the rich ones will come in later, and they will definitely pay that high price. That's how the price of crypto will suddenly, like I said, will cross a crore. Of course, that's what I'm saying. I've been saying this since 2013. So every bull run, I've been positive. I've been talking about what I said and has happened. Hopefully, in the next 3 months, the last quarter of this year, also the crypto price, the Bitcoin price, will touch some serious highs.
And what do you think about XRP? Because XRP is also very much into the payment and transaction and banking sector.
So XRP is in the sector, you're right.
Cash?
But if XRP is not in my league, I will never believe in or follow XRP as much because XRP is a centralized coin. Yeah, a centralized coin means the guys who build the coin control the coin, that they are in control. If I hold XRP and I'm sending you some XRP, the founders of XRP can stop my transaction. So it is centralized. So a centralized coin means they can even increase the supply of the coins and they can use it for themselves, which they have done it in the past. and that's why the SEC in New York, in the US, SEC is highly, very aggressively behind XRP. But of course, XRP is also going to play its game. It's because XRP is very rich coin. Those centralized people, they can print how much ever they want, and they can hold that amount of value against the SEC and pump that money into lawyers and everything to fight that case, which is going on. XRP also pumped a lot of money into banking sector, not just the banking sector. They put in money into these people who came and put in a lot of interest with the banks to start doing transactions, like you said. But really, it is not happening because most banks would like to do business with decentralized coin or not do with anybody who's in control of the coin, like centralized, right? Unless they find it really useful and profitable for them also. That's not come to that stage yet. But XRP is pushing for that. You're right. But I wouldn't believe, or I wouldn't, propagate about XRP as much as I would do for Bitcoin Cash or any decentralized coin. Anything centralized is now we're going back to the centralized systems, right? Where we depend on the human.
The system also goes same like XRP.
Sorry, which one?
The Cardano.
Yes, Cardano, Solana. There are many. Why do you think they suddenly became so popular? It's because they're centralized. That means they are able to promote their own coin with the money that they are getting from their coin. In a decentralized system, nobody is owning that particular coin. Nobody is in an interest to spend more money to go and increase the value of that particular coin. It's the collective understanding that a decentralized system is much more better than what a centralized system, right? That's why we're trying to have cryptocurrency to start with. When Satoshi Nakamoto wrote in this white paper, or in the Genesis block, he made this comment which was printed in the newspaper of London Times. It said, "Mayor at the brink of bailing out the banks again." What is he trying to say? He's clearly trying to say that these banks, which are very, bad in running a business, they're not making any profit. They're verge of collapse. They're in the close to a bankruptcy stage, but the government is still giving them the money, taxpayers' money, to sustain themselves. That means a big company can absorb a lot of money. You should allow it to go bankrupt. If you don't allow it to go bankrupt, it'll keep eating our money. But that's exactly what Satoshi wrote in his first block, in the Genesis block. The reason he mentioned that is because he wanted an alternative system without any central party owning things and running systems. Because in his idea, a person who's running system will definitely become colluded or definitely become, more personal interest, and then he will start spending on himself, not actually on the public. So that particular thing is what was the idea to take away and not bring back again the centralized systems. Anyway, of course, XRP is a 2011 born coin. They were there very early, so they made a mark, and they're still doing pretty good in that way compared to many centralized coins which came and did only pump and dump and left. So try and understand, as decentralized coin is much more popular and much more useful for the community than a centralized coin.
And then there are very few well-known decentralized cryptos. I mean, you seriously, BCH or Litecoin. These are the ones which are completely decentralized currencies, right?
Yes, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, they're all decentralized. When you can see the process of its mining and minting coins should not be with one person. A mining and minting coin should be collectively for those who are putting in effort into the network. By putting in network effect means you're putting in the miner machines, you're mining the coin. Your mining means that you're validating the coin's transactions. That means it is increasing in terms of its value, because more and more people are coming and joining the network and helping validate the coin. Means it's increasing security, increasing the worth of the coin, increasing the bottom line, which is the real value case. Unlike a centralized coin, one person can print, one person can validate, and if he suddenly felt like minting for himself, then the whole picture is spoiled. So in a decentralized system, there is no chance of that. So Vardhan, I think, sorry, Rohit, go on. I think you're going to ask something.
No, you say.
Okay. No, I was going to switch to Vardhan because he's been out there without the mic. I thought he was probably waiting to ask something. Hello, Vardhan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I think I put it on mute by mistake as such. I was just listening into what you were discussing. I'm sorry if I disturbed you or something. But
No, nothing, nothing.
yeah, yeah, no, I'm really a beginner in all of this. So, although I've been aware of Bitcoin since the beginning, and I really missed the opportunity of having invested in it. I would like to know what is the current status of Bitcoin or even Bitcoin Cash in India as such. So there is a confusion about whether to make it legal or whether to have a legal status for cryptocurrencies. Right? Even China, there is news that they have kind of de-recognized all cryptocurrencies or something recently, a couple of days back. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So let's stick to the Indian scenario, which is very useful for us. Mostly with the Indian scenario, we never ever had any difficulty with cryptocurrency. Most of the times, India and the regulators have been very positive towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The very first one I think we've ever heard from the regulators in 2014, that was wait and watch policy, and I think that wait and watch policy is still continuing, because what does that really mean? Wait and watch policy is, government is not going to sit and use all the cryptocurrencies to understand the use cases. It wants the public of the India, like we all as people of India, we will start using cryptocurrency. We will make products. We will make platforms. We will build all of this. Uh, Raja Ram, I think we can put your question across soon. If you can put your mic on mute, please, Raj, if you can. I don't know how I can.
Sir?
Hi, Raj. If you can put your mic on mute, please. Thank you very much. So the idea is of legalizing Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in India, right? So that part of it, if you see from 14, we've been saying wait and watch. And recently, I think, of course, with a lot of pressure, our finance minister and many people, regulators and RBI and all are talking about it. So what are they always talking about it is having an alternative cryptocurrency for India, which is central bank based digital currencies. Of course, it has to be there, because if you see the other ways of having our financial system is more sluggish, more cost effective is to have our own digital currency. We should have our own digital currency very soon. It'll help understanding of other alternative crypto and alternative digital currencies too. In other ways, if you see our Nirmala Sitaraman would be the highest, right, in finance minister. She's always been pro cryptocurrency. She's always been saying we're going to be not neglecting cryptocurrency and use cryptocurrency for some positive, use cases in India. Clearly, that's how it should be, because crypto is not something that we are not in the market. We are not on Mars. We are still in India. We are still in this world. In this world where Indian people are not the only people. There are people from all over the world on the internet. We know what kind of system works better on the internet. It's the cryptocurrency system that works so much better on the internet. So once we are on the internet age, what is the point of having fiat and struggling so hard to maintain our fiat? We should get in the crypto space. I think those kind of things is very clearly being told by Nirmala Sitaraman. I think in her words, she even mentions that we are so ahead in the payments dunya. She's from South India, but she tries to make this Hindi words just to clearly tell people that you should not like trying to do only one part or two parts. She's trying to be the whole of India. She's clearly saying that. She's saying we are ahead in the payments dunya with UPI. Why should we try it out with cryptocurrencies too? It's a clear winning dialogue she's saying, because she understands UPI like feature is only in India, and since we are ahead in this payments dunya for the rest of the world, why not introduce crypto also soon to it? So those kind of things, when you hear from a finance minister, we know who are the real knowledgeable people in this world. The most knowledgeable people are saying in India. We just don't show off as much. But the West, who thinks they know by having LSE in London School of Economics, I'm talking about, the people who pass out from LSE don't understand anything. I was there in 2010. My own friend was passed out of LSE. I'm trying to suggest LSE person should go and work in places like IMF, but the idea of understanding is so low. They really don't teach you anything which is futuristic. They teach you those things which help you get controlled and then stay in this world, because the few people only control the financial world today. Financial markets have been controlled by Fed and federal government in New York and nobody else, because they print the global reserve money, right? So if it's the global reserve money printed by them and forced on everybody to use only US dollar, obviously they can get more benefit from the US dollar than anyone else. So why should we allow one particular state nation to benefit from everybody's commerce? So that's why we need cryptocurrencies. We need digital, decentralized, open sourced monetary based systems where nobody can take advantage of other people's exchange and other people's trade. So that's where we are very clearly pro cryptocurrencies in India. You may hear a lot of non pro uh, negative news about crypto, but of course those negative news are printed by those people who don't hold crypto. Obviously they're going to write bad about it, and those medias are not necessarily the right medias that we'll be listening to. We should listen to directly those people who are in charge, like Nirmala Sitaram.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome, Madam. So, hi guys. I think we have a few more people who've not got a chance to introduce yourself or talk about it. You can jump in. We've got Manju, Abhilash, Swapnil. We had a chat with Raj. Also, you want to jump in and speak to us? Go ahead, man. And Paul also. Anybody can join in, guys. Rohit, I think you may be saying something. Your mic is on mute.
Okay, Vikram. Till the time Raj is speaking, let me also speak to you.
Go ahead.
Is it a good option to upload the PAN card information in the Binance? Is it safe for us, or what do you think?
I don't know about Binance. I cannot vouch about that. It's not an Indian exchange. It's a foreign exchange. It's up to you. How confident are you with the exchange? You can submit your KYC. That shouldn't be a problem actually. But it's just that if they lose it, then I don't know what are those outcomes of that. I would prefer to do trading, of course, globally, if that is a requirement that is there. I don't have personally myself putting out my KYC details on international exchanges. I really don't have the need to go and sit and trade there because it's not my. I don't have the time for it. I have, of course, used many Indian exchanges because in India, within India, when I'm using exchanges, all of these Indian exchanges communicate with my bank account, and with my bank account means then I am open towards understanding that whatever goes through my bank is taxed because I show my bank account statements to my CA. I want to be clear like that. That's why I do not put in any thing in international exchanges. But of course, it's up to you. If you are having business abroad, you are a transnational person. I was at one point of time having accounts in the UK and everywhere, but I never used it in arbitrage between countries. But if you have an option and you have a choice and chance to do all of these, you can go ahead and indulge in the market.
Actually, I am investing in the crypto with my cash. I am not dealing with the bank. I am just buying and selling it with the cash.
So then Binance is not the option, right? You're trying to do it with local people around you. So it's up to you because cash is still king in India. It all depends on how much you're using to transact. I wouldn't use anything more than 10,000 rupees. It's just so that I'm in the safe zone. But yeah, options are many. But yeah, I don't know specifically what I can say about your KYC documents
Okay,
being held by Binance.
Okay.
So hi Paul, hi Abhilash and Manju. I guess you guys have not got into it. Just jump into it and let's have a conversation.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Paul. I'm from New York. I was just listening to everything you were saying. So I just wanted to see what meeting this was. This is the first time I'm getting on a meetup event.
Oh, that's nice to know, Paul, that you've joined from New York. It must be what 7 in the morning or maybe 8 in the morning now.
Right, I was sleeping and I think I woke up around 7:10 and then just wanted to jump in and see where things are. Anyway, nice to meet you guys. And Vikram, where are you right now? Live you in the UK or India?
So right now I'm in India. I'm in Bangalore. It's the south of India. So we, of course,
No,
we
no,
do.
I am from Bangalore. Don't misunderstand me.
Ah,
But
okay.
I live in New York.
Oh, you do? Now you live in New York? Oh, that's really nice.
Yes.
So yes, I did live in England for a good amount of time. I was there from 2004 till 2011. I was working for the Hilton, so that's when I was living in UK. Not very far from London. It's just about an hour's drive from London, north of London, where I stayed. It's called Milton Keynes. And I even worked in London, actually, outskirts of London. I would say within London area. Before M25, this place called Watford. I worked at the Hilton Watford also. So yes, I was there for 7 years. That's where I got into Bitcoin and everything. And eventually, when I left UK, I traveled for about 2 years. I had not decided any destination to stay, but eventually I realized that the first group of people that I was going to talk about Bitcoin physical meetup was in Bangalore. And this is me after searching 15 different countries, and I found it in Bangalore. And I was like, oh, this is my hometown, and this is where the meetup is happening. Let me just kind of like go back and settle. And I was like, then after that, I never moved out of Bangalore. It's kind of like sitting here and doing exchanges and things like that. Yeah, yeah, one of those.
So, quick question: how does your portfolio with crypto look? Like, what percentage you have in what crypto?
So it's not something that I'm deeply into putting in my percentage of my portfolio into crypto or anything. I'm not that big a trader or an asset holder. For me, it is about, of course, I do have my asset in the form of house and land. That's exactly what I had in the UK too, and that's exactly what got me into Bitcoin, because the land and the house price in the UK just collapsed, right? And since I'm from India and you understand how it is, in India, price of asset like land and property do not just collapse like the way it did in the UK. And then with a little understanding, I realized it's a saturated world in the UK compared to India. And in India, it's not saturated yet in terms of housing and property ladders, property market. So that got me into Bitcoin, and eventually here I am. My portfolio of crypto would be whatever that I have a little bit. I'm using it to understand crypto and talk about it and build business around it. My idea of just holding crypto as an asset is not one of those. But using crypto for building platforms of business, yes. So my first one was UnoCoin back in 2013. Then I did BTCX India. Then I did BitNation. Then I did Try Bitcoin. Actually, one year after that, 2014 was BitNation on sorry BTCX India. 2015 was BitNation. 16 was I did Try Bitcoin. Try Bitcoin was actually a cash platform for Bitcoiners around India. But just because I couldn't scale it, I moved away from Try Bitcoin to something called Insta Crypto in 17. So Insta Crypto is another platform which helps people do value transfer, payments, settlements, merchant adoption, everything in crypto space, not just trade. So which part of India are you from, Paul? You said you're from Bangalore, but
yes, my parents, one from Kerala, one from Bangalore, but his parents are from Tamil Nadu. So I'm,
South Indian.
But yeah,
it's good to be
yeah.
multi here.
But my wife and daughter, they're born in New York, so I don't know what you call me.
Well, you're a transnational person. That's what I used to call. I don't know if that works there also.
So the question I have is mainly I wanted to know what's a good exchange in India that I can use, because over here I have many options, no problem. But when I'm trying to use crypto or to, let's say send crypto, there's no way they can cash it out there. I don't know about any exchanges or I don't mind. I mean, Coinbase. Like, do they have anything in India that people could use to convert crypto to cash?
It's actually a very good question. It depends on how you want the cash, in bank or in cash in hand. So the cash in hand, if you're thinking of this something that is difficult for us to help you here, you have to find someone locally for yourself to do that transaction. In terms of bank, of course, there are many exchanges, but they are a little sluggish and they're not necessarily the way that you were expecting. I can help you with one. It is called InstaCrypto. So all you have to have is an account in InstaCrypto, and what you'll be doing is selling a transaction of selling your crypto. So if you have a family here, that's why you're doing something like that. So obviously your father or your mother or one of your close relative would have an account or an Indian bank account. Ask them to register on InstaCrypto, and when they register, they will have this feature to use where you will be able to send in the money into that wallet address that it will be shown to them. They will just text it to you, and you will send the crypto there, and it gets changed instantly to INR, and the INR goes to their bank account. So if you were planning to send it to your dad's bank account, just ask your dad to open an account, and then to his bank account you can be sending value to, and you will be doing a transfer of crypto from US to here, and eventually in InstaCrypto it will get changed. And they're all instant. They don't take any time. Within half an hour, your crypto is changed to INR and is deposited in your bank.
What about the tax deductions, or like how do the government take tax from it, or do they, or they don't? Is there a cap? Is there
So if
rules
you
about it?
cash your tax is very very simple, very simple. Everything that you do as a transaction goes into a bank account only, because in InstaCrypto we do not do cash, we do only bank account. So because we deposit all your money into your bank account, whichever that your father's or your mother's, and they will definitely be doing their your filing of taxing for every year, and they have to submit their bank account to their CA, right? So they're not hiding anything. They're showing everything that is coming in into their account, and what depends on what amount is coming and what is your tax bracket you will be paying, and the CA will help you with that.
Okay, so it depends on your personal tax bracket.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not.
See, your dad may be receiving it as maybe even a salary. I'm just saying. I'm just hypothetical. If your dad was helping you out with some work that you needed to be done in India, and then if he was doing it for you, he's getting paid by you with Indian rupees. Eventually, what does he get? He gets his Indian rupees in his bank account is what is valid, what is to be taxed for. So then he gives his bank account statements to his CA and gets it done. So it's as simple as that.
What other ways can we transfer or like convert crypto into in India? Like over here, we have many companies that just directly accept crypto. Any other forms in India that you know?
Yes, there are some places where they directly accept crypto, but of course they're accepting crypto for a service or a platform or a product, right? So that's available to look up on map.bitcoin.com. On map.bitcoin.com, you'll be able to see the list of places where you can spend your crypto. But of course, if your father is in need of spending, well, he can do that. But otherwise, probably having cash is better way to spend than having something in specific. What I mean by that is even my phone is a currency if my brother accepts it. If I was going to pay him 10,000 instead of 10,000 rupees, if I was going to tell him take my phone, he's going to happily take it, but may not be anybody else. So that way, my phone is also currency, but it's a limited use currency. Same way as Bitcoin right now, it's got limited use in India, but cash has more use case. So for him, it's better to change it to cash and use it. If he wants to hold it as crypto, I think you should directly send it to him, and he can hold it as crypto. Maybe he can use it wherever he wants to use it as crypto only.
And Paul,
Yes.
Paul, if you want to, yes, hi. If you want to convert it directly to cash, and if you don't want it to be going into your bank account, then I can help you with that. I am doing the crypto trading with cash only. So if someone wants to buy it or sell it and cash out it, then I can do it for you.
Great stuff. So you guys got your networking also. So that's the idea.
Right. That's exactly what I was hoping for.
That's what I am doing. Yes, I was waiting for Vikram to conclude, and then I was going to speak about it. So if any amount for a startup for the beginning, you can try for any amount, like little bit of amount, and then later, if you find it more convenient for you, then you can try for big amount. And anyway, whatever is comfortable for you, if you want to do it in face-to-face basis, then I can, and somewhere in India, I can be in front of your relatives, your dad, and then if you send whatever cash, whatever crypto in India, and I can, I prefer it to be, the more easy way is to convert it into USDT. Any crypto, sell it and then cash it, convert it in USDT, and then it is easy for convert it in INR.
Yeah.
That you know already, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I do that.
So I can do it. Whatever amount of USDT, I can convert it into INR with cash. No any bank required.
Well, that sounds good. So where are you located?
I am actually in Surat, Gujarat,
Gujarat. Okay.
and I work in Ahmedabad. My hometown is Surat.
You're willing to travel if I make a transaction. Is that what you're saying?
That I don't know. I mean, that depends on the how you want it, and maybe somewhere in middle of the your location and my location, we can try it, or it depends on what amount you want to do it. So we can calculate it then whether it is worth to travel or not. And if you trust me, it's just for the first billing. If you trust, I'm sure if you cannot trust me directly. So otherwise, I can do it directly from here also. I can send the cash. I can send cash to Bangalore via some cash transfer way. Otherwise, if you want directly on Facebook, then it is also possible. That's why I'm giving you both options.
Got it. Okay. We'll exchange our information before we. And that sounds great. So what happened to all the 57 people? I'm wondering. Nobody showed up, or like this always happens.
It always happens. See, at the time of the most times what I do is I actually repeatedly send them notifications of the thing. I usually don't do too much because if there are too many people, it's actually we cannot do a one-on-one person conversation, right? So up to 10 people is a great amount of up to 9 people, I would say it fits in nicely in my screen. So we had like 9 people coming in and out, but I guess people didn't stay. Somebody I had to leave early also, so they left.
Oh, I see.
Vikram sir, you will use a digital participation certificate for this meeting?
I am sorry, can you repeat?
Will you use a digital participation certificate for this meeting?
Well,
So
what I do is I usually upload some of these screenshots on the meetup.com. You can print it out from meetup.com and use it if you'd like. To show that you have participated, there'll be a picture on it and you can use that. We usually do that by today night, and if not by Monday, usually I would tweet also. And you can, if you want to, you can use that tweet.
Okay, sir.
Cool.
What's your, sorry to cut you off, what's your take on Ethereum? Because I'm a big fan of Ethereum. I do like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, all that. But what's your take on Ethereum? Where it is headed?
It's actually a good question. Ethereum is a pretty big crypto. Raj, if you can put your mic on mute, please.
Don't you have
Rajaram? Yeah, thank you.
You mute his mic?
So I don't have that in my option right now yet. Well, of course, I should have that very soon by the next meetup. I'll let you know about that. But in Ethereum, yeah, you were talking about Ethereum. It's one of my favorite cryptocurrencies because the guy Ethereum, Vitalik, who's founder, he was part of Bitcoin development too. And of course, his ideas of development was not allowed, and he got almost kicked out in a way. So he said, okay, why not I build our own chain and which can allow smart contracts and DeFi systems and all of these unmanned systems that can be built on the crypto platforms can be built, which he did. The idea of what he had was really great, and I still love it. It's just that that idea became too big, too fast. So the block size it couldn't scale according to the adoption that it had. So its adoption is much faster than its its development. So because of that, it has its own limitations in terms of gas fees and things like that. So most of these DeFi-based transactions that you can do with Ethereum blockchain, right? Um, the value of the DeFi is lower than the fees that you're paying to execute the DeFi. So that became a little unusable in most DeFi, systems that people build as developers on Ethereum. But of course, those are all experiments. Those are all the things which help eventually understand cryptocurrency and grow cryptocurrency bigger. Ethereum has just been one of the playgrounds for that. So that's what we believe, and that's how with Ethereum we understood that side chain called Polygon, which was before called as what was it called? It was called something else before. Huh, you're right. They were a part of Indian startup. So these guys did very well, and you can see the most DeFi's can be executed, launched, and used on the Polygon. And after that, it does on-chain transaction to cover itself on the blockchain of Bitcoin, or sorry, Ethereum. Similarly, now we are doing that on Bitcoin Cash only because of the difficulty that they had. They learned about it, so it's a good learning curve. Ethereum is a great cryptocurrency. I love it too. I hold it too. I don't use Ethereum for payments and settlements. Maybe for payments and settlements, I depend purely on Bitcoin Cash, for that matter, because I'm looking at small payments mostly. Unlike as a big payment, maybe then I can use Ethereum or Bitcoin because the fees paid will make sense then. So yeah, that's about it. It's Ethereum is one of the cryptos.
Right. Ethereum gas yield prices are so high. Like even the other thing is some of the payments, like transactions you try to make, they are asking for Ethereum fees. I guess those cryptos are built on Ethereum. That's why when I try to, let's say, the other day, I was trying to convert. I think it was Matic and some other crypto. They're saying you need Ethereum in your wallet to convert or do this transaction. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
and then you pay a high fee
So
for bringing in Ethereum onto your wallet.
I got a feeling that if you don't have Ethereum, you can't do anything. It was crazy. So that started changing my idea about Ethereum even more. Like, Ethereum is something here because everything I'm trying to do, they're saying, oh, hold on, you need some Ethereum to do this. Hold on, you need some Ethereum to convert this. Like, it was like without Ethereum, you couldn't do anything, Like most of them. But some of them didn't matter. So I guess a lot of crypto is being built on Ethereum.
So they are built on Ethereum, but that's a sad part. You cannot really use those cryptocurrencies individually. You have to use them on top of the Ethereum blockchain. So the Ethereum blockchain is what is providing the security for those coins. And because they depend on the security of Ethereum blockchain, they have to use Ethereum as a gas fees. They cannot use their own coins. Makes sense in a way, but if you have a standalone coin, it is hard to get the security for that coin, for that blockchain. Hard to get the followers for that blockchain. Hard to get people to mine your chain. So all that is done already on Ethereum. So you just have to depend on Ethereum. It's still a little hard. I don't know if the scaling of Ethereum will really help and improvise the fee part of it. But that's where we have this smart BCH. The smart BCH is also a side chain. That side chain which can talk to even Ethereum blockchain in a way. So all those smart contracts that has been deployed on Ethereum can be used through smart BCH paying less fee. So that's the new thing that's been happening. And those kind of upgrades have been happening all over. Like Tron, I think did that first. Now we have Bitcoin Cash doing it as Smart PCH chain. So those chains will eventually go on the real Bitcoin Cash blockchain, right, to work to prove themselves once in few hours or once in a day, something like that. For those times, it does on-chain transaction with Bitcoin Cash, but because the fees is very low, you won't even see it. Because Ethereum's on-chain is a little high, that's where you will see all that hiccup or that hurdle every time when you use any coin that is, that's ERC20 or ERC721. They're all Ethereum based. So hopefully your smart PCH will change the rules soon, and we will have better communication on these blockchains through smart PCH.
Gotcha. Are you part of any like company? Do you have a partnership in any sort of startup? What's your portfolio in that?
I do have a share in one of the startups that I did first ones in India. It was called UnoCoin. Back in 2013, we launched UnoCoin Exchange. I still hold the shares. I do have a startup called Instacrypto that I was telling you. That's my startup itself. That's going to allow people like you mentioned about changing your crypto to fiat for somebody who is in India. So all of that options are possible through Instacrypto. We're working on those.
Nice.
Yeah. And my meetup that I've been doing, this is just for my personal interest. I've been doing this meetup since 13. One of the reasons I've been doing meetups is because from 2010 till 2013, when I knew Bitcoin so well, but I did not meet even one person, or like this, have face-to-face, one-on-one conversation. No, I did not get one. I could not do one. Nobody was there. So for me, I was looking for it because I was looking for it, and when I got someone, it built my confidence level of crypto to double. So because of that, I actually have these meetings because more people I meet, more people get the confidence and more interaction. Eventually, my idea of my business will also get more people, right? So that's the bottom line. I do these meetups for a reason that I just enjoy doing it.
That's what I was wondering. Why are you doing this? Okay,
Yeah,
so
I enjoyed crypto so much that I quit my job in the UK. Right, I had to even leave the country because I quit my job. For I was going to go that extent for cryptocurrency because the way I understood Bitcoin, the very first 6 months of my learning of crypto, I even quit to get into studies of economics because I'm not an economics student. But of course, by understanding economics, you know really where cryptocurrency stands, right? So I
yeah,
can even make the
absolutely.
differentiation of what crypto can do what. Like, your Bitcoin is just an asset class for that reason, and I can understand now.
This crypto is, according to me, it's like the next internet, like how internet started.
Absolutely,
Crypto
absolutely.
is something like world changing. It changes the whole world, and after a few years, everyone is going to be on it. But whoever gets in early will have an upper hand based on, getting the early price points.
Paul, I think that is something I have to debate. It's debatable because most people who knew about
It is
crypto,
debatable. Yes,
very
yes, I know
few,
what you're saying.
yeah, very few really held on to their crypto and then making use of that value that's gained. Most of the people have lost it, and most people use their own crypto that they held to learn about it or to expand their knowledge on crypto. Use that crypto to
Right.
spend. I did that too, and you know what? We are all early adopters in that way. Anybody who knows about crypto even today is an early adopter. I truly believe in that.
At least when you're early in, you learn more about it, so you have an advantage.
Absolutely, you said it right. You're 100% right
Yes.
on that.
Yeah,
Because
that I'm happy about. So, I'm glad to see, a good thing that you held a meeting like this. I wish there were more people to see how far this has, expanded in India, but glad to see you guys. At least I got a network through Rohit right now, so hopefully, I can use him. He can use me. and we all can use each other for whatever things we might have to do in the future. Really good. Um, have you done more meeting like this in the past?
Yes, yes. Every a month I would have one virtual meetup from 2013 January onwards. So it's recorded on
Oh,
meetup.com. You'll be able to find it and see, go through the past if you want to have a look at it. It's there. It's recorded on all of these things, and most probably
do you?
it's not just a virtual. It's mostly physical meetup also that I'm interested in. I do now
Oh,
one physical, one virtual every month. Before it's two once in like twice a week actually, two a week, but now I do two a month.
where are you located? I'm sorry.
Bangalore.
Oh, you're in Bangalore. So here's the thing. Do you do the meetups in Bangalore, or you pick another place? Like,
I've been doing it only in Bangalore mostly. I did in Bombay, Delhi, and Jaipur, but I think I don't go there anymore now. It's because of a lot of time taken. I did very few of them in Bombay. I actually learned a lot more than I offered there because guys in Bombay are very well aware of financial world and economics and regulation part of it. And when I was doing my meetups there, it was really hard for them to convince, for me to convince them that Bitcoin is here to stay. Because I've been doing meetups since 14, right? This is in the
right?
year 14 and 15 I'm talking about. They were for them it was like how can this be possible without any regulation? And I used to tell
Right.
them that this is here to stay for a reason because of the way regulation is not for the poor. They're regulating. Regulation is not for the rich. They're regulating too much for the poor and then not as much for the rich. This is here to
Right.
open doors for everyone. We got to have an open and an equal playground, right, for everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
So
I
yeah,
think
most of my
Rohit
physical
had
meetups are
much.
in Bangalore. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
go ahead, Rohit. I think you were asking something.
Yes, Vikram, I was asking that according to you, what is the which part of India, I mean, which states of India or which cities of India are investing more in crypto? If you know
Absolutely,
about it.
there's a winner, which is Bombay, which is Maharashtra's Mumbai. Now it is. I would say before that was Gujarat, because most of my Gujarati, Bitcoiners or crypto friends, were all from Gujarat for some reason. I'll name. I don't know if you know any one of them. Neelam Doctor to start with, and then became Mahin from Zepe. Zepe is from Gujarat. It used to be called as buysell.co.in back in the days before Zepe, then became Zepe. So I would say Gujarat, Maharashtra, then Karnataka. I guess now many states are there. Delhi also could be very close competitor for Maharashtra for Bombay.
Okay, okay. So whenever you plan for physical meeting in future, please let us know. So maybe we can come there.
Yeah,
Attend there.
yeah, yeah. Every third Friday of the month, I have it. I have the physical meetup. It's happening in Bangalore. We did it in most parts, in like north, south, everywhere in Bangalore. Yes. Anyway, I think Abhilash
Can
is.
we?
Sorry, guys. I just wanted to get this Abhilash on the call. I think he's got his hand up for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
hello Vikram. Hey,
Chanagidin Abhilash, tell me how are you?
I'm doing good.
Nice, nice.
Vikram, actually, I need to know. So, I'm using your CoinDX as exchange as
Yeah.
of now to do all my Bitcoin transactions. So, I'm a bit confused whether I should switch to WazirX or I should stick on the CoinDX. So, what I heard, right, when compared to CoinDX, the WazirX is good, they're saying. So, can you put some lights on it?
See, I'm not a heavy trader to understand all this. Depends on what is your specific need. You may be finding one exchange better over the other. But otherwise, I would say all exchanges are similar. They're all fine, getting you big liquidity, big user base. That's what you want. The bigger the user base, the better it is, right, for your exchange. Uh, I would you can have exchange. You can have a use of both exchanges. Why do you have to limit to one?
Okay. No, I'm a newbie to it, so just for experiment, I'm using CoinDX as well.
So
So I need to
was
know.
before
Just
it was like very clearly between exchanges, people used to do some arbitrage. like buy on one exchange and sell on another exchange. So you would have multiple exchanges account. And nowadays, that kind of feature is not necessarily very useful because the exchanges have put in high fees for you to withdraw the crypto. So mostly you will have to use one exchange only to experience cheaper rates. For that matter, I think both CoinDCX and WazirX are big enough in India to use. You can try out both, and depends on what specific need is yours. You may find one better than the other. That only you can tell.
Okay. Actually, I don't have any specifics. I choose specifically tried on CoinDX. I'm just newbie in it. I'm just doing experiment whether how the trade will work together. So I started trading from the last month actually. So last month I invested in Avalanche Avalanche by fluke actually. I didn't know. So I got very good amount. I made quite good profit also. And also I have one more question like, so if I want to invest in any crypto, right? So what I should look into it, what factors I should consider before investing? Because
Okay,
what I got
so,
to know, right?
uh-huh.
The more limit the market cap is, those coins are good.
So there are
can you
different
exact
things that I would look at for a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
First, for me, the
Yeah.
cryptocurrency has to be decentralized. If it is a centralized cryptocurrency, I do not put in any interest in it. It's because for me, there's no point in going back the centralized way, right? It has to be decentralized. And the second part is the length or the time take or the amount of years that crypto has been surviving. The longer it is, the better it is because then it has proven itself for over a period of time for its ups and downs and its hacking and mismanagement or even bugs in it. So all that is overcome with some coin which has been there for a long time. Of course, the daddy of all is Bitcoin for that matter. The second would be Ethereum. Third would be something like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and all that. So I would put in my effort and my interest in those coins which are decentralized, which are there for a long time, which has a very good understanding of economics by the group, by the developers. Because by having a good understanding of economics, you're building a coin according to the future of economics. Future of economics is very clear. Like Paul was saying, it's the new internet, right? In a new internet, have you seen the internet? How it is exploding? So eventually, cryptocurrency will also explode in the future. But which will get used as much is what is the question, right? So the use case of cryptocurrency has to be in payments to explode, because your trading and asset holding is not going to explode like the way we are talking about payment sector will do. So for that matter, I believe in Bitcoin Cash, of course. And Bitcoin Cash is nothing but Bitcoin. It's the longest ledger in the world, which is from 2009, and it holds better security than any other in terms of being an ASIC, and decentralized mining system. So all those things were interesting for me to look into and then follow those coins. There are many coins which is come in new. These new coins help a lot of people gain a lot of money or lose a lot of money because they are high risk, high worth coins basically. Because it's new, it may last, it may not last, but it'll fluctuate very highly. So when it fluctuates very highly, it may help someone to make money or lose. So that depends on you if you want to use it for short term. If you're thinking long term coins, of course, like I said, a decentralized and a long held cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin would be the few.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
So, Vikram, do you have any questions for us? I feel like we all keep asking you.
I have sometimes it does come up, and I do ask those questions. But yeah, I can. How long you been there in the? Go on, Paul. You first.
You seem to know quite a lot about the crypto world, which is really good to know because my brother is in Bangalore. Hopefully, he can meet you when you do the meetups. And I introduced him to crypto, and he's hooked onto it. He really, understands the whole concept, and now I inspire him. He's inspiring me with more information about the crypto, adoption in India. But he's also not having much information about how to trade the tax or the legal stuff and what the government is doing to help Indians adopt crypto. I heard they tried to ban it, and then they did not. We don't have a clear picture because the news outlets, it's flooded with all sort of information. So we didn't know which one to believe or which one to take, which one to ignore. So I was looking for something like this where someone who knows things to ask my questions, do the networking, help each other, through mutual, business,
Interest.
events or transactions.
Of course, of course. Your brother can come in for the meetup, and I'll be happy to meet him. It'd be nice to, understand from his point of view what really he's interested in doing in crypto space. Yes, yes.
Where do you usually have your meetups?
So
Like
I've
you
had
said,
in many places in Leela Palace on the old airport road to Hard Rock Cafe
Yeah.
to Kormangla. Then we had in Indranagar, and then I had it in MG Road. A lot of times on MG Road is because it's a central part of Bangalore. It's easier for everybody to travel. But right now I'm having it in North Bangalore, which is in Saka Nagar near Hepal. It's on the airport road, on the new airport
Oh
road.
wow, he's near Hebbal. So that's very
Amazing,
convenient.
amazing. We are very close to each other. Then
Yeah.
the next meetup is also there. So if you go on the meetup.com, look for a meetup called In Crypto We Trust.
Right.
So you look up for In Crypto We Trust, you will be able to see that our meetup is in Sakar Nagar, which is right next to Hepal only.
Okay. Okay, I'll look that up. So when is it coming up?
It's on the 17th, I think, of the next month. It's the third Friday of every month.
Virtual. Okay.
September.
I'll look it up. No worries.
It's on the 15th. Yeah, it's on the 15th.
I see. How many people usually show up? Or
Not many,
like-
not many. Well, because it's a long drive and distance to travel for people. So I usually expect up to 5 to 10 people, depending on the RSVP sometimes. If the price of crypto is on the positive, there are a lot of people in the meetup. That's always the case. So if the price is going up in that week, and if the price has been bullish on that week, definitely I kind of get like all the people who've RSVP'd. Otherwise, I would get like a part, a small group of people, which is good enough. You get more interaction as one-on-one with them. The group becomes too big; it becomes a little difficult. Of course, it's good for networking and all of that. So yeah. And what's your brother's name?
His name is Edwin.
Edwin. Okay, cool. I'll remember that.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing
Yeah.
an Edwin next month.
Yeah. Hopefully he can find time. He works for Shell Corporation. It's really like finding time is the big thing. But I'll let him know. But he will be really interested. Just the time factor is the concern here. But,
It's usually on a Friday evening, making it easy for people to finish work and come there. So that's how I've made it. It's at 4:30 p.m. same time as today. Of course, you were in the US, so you wouldn't know. So 4:30 evening on a Friday is what we have set up. So it becomes easy for people to finish work and come and then go back home. That way, that's how we made it.
That sounds good. Okay. All right. So, Bitcoin Cash. I knew about Bitcoin Cash, but what is your idea about why Bitcoin Cash is are you saying Bitcoin Cash is special, or why do you support Bitcoin Cash so much? Because I see Bitcoin Cash is the name of all your meetups. Mainly, you include BCH. BCH is Bitcoin Cash, right?
That's right. Yes.
So why do you focus more on that. Like, what are some of the specific highlights in bullet points? Because I don't, maybe I missed it before I joined.
It's very
Why?
simple,
Some
actually.
bullet points.
If you understand economics and cryptocurrency, you have a certain idea in your mind that cryptocurrency is going to be this in the future, and then suddenly the one that you're following, like Bitcoin that I was following, cannot fit in that future of economics. The future of economics is multiple people making payments instantly, instant settlements, value transfer, right? And we're not looking
Right.
at those few small purchases that I make, like when I'm buying a Ferrari, that I'm using my Bitcoin. No, I'm not buying Ferrari every day. I'm actually making payments to my grocery guy and to my milk guy and to my restaurant guy,
Right.
and those are the people who I'm paying every day. And that amount doesn't
Right.
go more than $10 as an average, right? I'm
Right.
talking about Indian scenarios. So if that is the scenario of payments, you cannot be paying $10 fee for a $10 price that you're paying. So that's what
Right.
your Bitcoin is come down to. But in Bitcoin Cash, you're paying a very, very small fee. And I'm comparing Bitcoin Cash to something called an UPI feature. UPI is Unified Payments Interface. It's very, very popular in India. You make UPI payments to everyone and anyone because it's free to make payments. Only because it's free, you do instant settlements. If it was not free, I would say, okay, let me hold on to this amount of 100 rupees. After 2-3 days of 300 rupees, I'll make the 300 rupees fees payment once, so that their fees is paid once. So I actually put in a lot of effort in my mind that I have to remember these three transactions. You also have to remember that you have to collect money from me. I will not make this payment till 3 days pass and then I make the payment, because it's easier to make once and for all the payments, because I'm paying fee once. If it was free, I would make instant settlement, so I don't even have to have the mind to worry about what payments should I make to people and what should I receive. I will make instantly, finish the transactions in and out, then and there. So for those kind of things, if the fees are low, it's very, very useful, because in the future of commerce, you're not going to sit and wait with time to and keep a record of everyone's payments and settlements. You would do instantly. For those kind of things,
Right.
Bitcoin Cash is popular. And then the next part comes in is micropayments. We're not making big payments, we're making small payments, and we're making commerce around micropayments. What I mean by that is, I build a software or a song, I write a clip, I write a poem or something. I'm putting it out for sale. When I'm putting it out for sale, now I can sell it globally. When I'm selling it globally, I can sell it for a small fee, a small amount, like say about just 10 rupees, maybe 15 cents is my product to buy for you. But if you're buying that 15 cents worth of product, you should be paying much less to send that 15 cents to me. You should be
Right.
paying fee less than a cent to send that 15 cents. And if I'm selling it to everyone with less fee, I will still make my amount, but I am actually opening doors to many people out there, and all those people are looking forward to making micropayments, right? So I'm looking for micropayments, and micropayments are possible not on Bitcoin; it's on Bitcoin Cash. Those are the simple two things. And the third very interesting thing is, I was following Bitcoin from day one of Bitcoin. Trust me, I've been listening to Bitcoin and following Bitcoin from the day Bitcoin is supposed to be an economic tool, an economic or financial tool. This is may not be beginning of 2009, but end of 2009. So when I'm hearing about it so much, I build such a big rapport of Bitcoin on my head, and then suddenly it changes. It becomes it changes its core idea of Bitcoin. What Satoshi had written from first in first out to RBF. Have you ever heard of that? First in first out is something which Satoshi had written. That means if you do a transaction before me, if your timestamp is before me, your transaction will go through before me at any cost. But now, by some developers have changed the Bitcoin protocol from replaced by first in first out to replaced by fee. So what happens in replaced by fee is, me and you, even though you made a transaction before me, just before, uh, even though you did transaction before me, but I made a bigger fee transaction, my transaction will go
Yeah.
through first. And what that does is, that puts only a few rich people on the top, and they get the benefit of doing the transaction before a person who's paying less in fee. So it is not an equal playground for everyone. It is putting those poor people in the bottom. Go on. What were you going to ask?
And the question was, so what was their purpose of doing that, like changing from timestamp first out to higher fees for staff. What was their purpose? What was their point? What were they trying to achieve from that? Is it driving the price of Bitcoin up?
Yes, a small amount, but really, what was the purpose? I'll tell you the real purpose. You may laugh at it. Those guys who actually developed, the purpose of them was to get closer to the federal banks, big ass, because they were trying to get into their ass. So they were like, "Oh, you tell us what you want us to do, we will do it for you." It's like that. They're not having their own mind. So the developers of Bitcoin right now having their own companies called Blockstream. So what are their own private companies are doing? Their private companies are set up to build a second layer on top of Bitcoin, allowing people to use Bitcoin easily and cheaply on the second layer, not on the first layer. What I mean by that first layer means on-chain transaction. A second layer is on somebody else's chain transaction. That means somebody else is controlling my transactions. I will have to now still depend on him to like him to do my transaction. If I'm in cross with him, he can stop my transaction. So by doing that, they're then giving you a cheaper way to transact Bitcoin. But if you do an on-chain, you have to pay high fee. And this is done by these few people who are developing Bitcoin today. They're sitting in New York. The New York regulators have controlled them already. New York regulators have them in their whip. It's there in their bed together. So this happened in 2014 beginning. I saw this happening in 2014 beginning. There was two conferences, similar conferences. One happens in Canada and one happens in New York. When it happens in Canada, the regulators all over Canada are flocking to this conference. They're asking pro questions. Regulators, politicians, and bankers. There were three different categories of people who were sitting there in that conference. They had open questions to understand Bitcoin. This is in 2014 January, right? You have to still understand Bitcoin because Bitcoin is still in that such a big gray area. So they were asking questions to understand crypto. But the same month, there was another conference, similar conference that happens in New York. And in New York, the bankers, regulators, and the politicians, or whoever they were, when they were asking questions to this panel in the conference, their questions were completely different. Their questions was like, who's controlling this Bitcoin? Who's managing Bitcoin? Who minted this Bitcoin? Who's holding how many Bitcoins? And how can we take control of this Bitcoin? When you ask these questions, you know automatically who's in fear of Bitcoin. So the New York regulators are the biggest fear mongers. They're not just fear mongers. They, of course, they put in fear in everybody's mind all over the world, but they themselves fear a lot. That is the sad part of these regulators. They fear Bitcoin, they fear cryptocurrency, is because their slice of bread that gets thrown at them from federal government or federal bank is so pricey for them. They love that piece of bread that gets thrown at them. They want to pick that up better than understanding economics and building a financial system for the future. They don't know that. They're such ass lickers that they just don't know that. So because of them, the group of developers who are developing Bitcoin got controlled. Even before that, even your Vitalik was part of the development team. Amir Taki was part of the development team. Your recently who they removed out of the development tricked him by taking his password to update something, and they never gave him the newer password. So this guy was also removed from the development, so that the development that they're doing is to stifle the adoption of Bitcoin. And now Bitcoin has become an asset class only. So what happens when you pay a higher fee to move something? It becomes an asset, and you made Bitcoin only an asset class. The actual idea of your Satoshi Nakamoto writing on white paper, Bitcoin is the peer-to-peer cash system. No, of course it's not. You fucked it up because you changed the system of fees, because of which it is not a peer-to-peer cash system. It will never be a peer-to-peer cash system for anybody in Africa or India or Asia. It may be for a few rich people. Jamie Dimon sending some bitcoins to Warren Buffett and exchanging. Okay, only they can use it because they can pay up to half a Bitcoin as fee, but nobody else can pay that kind of fee. So you're pushing Bitcoin to become a tool for a few people only, or a small group of people who are very rich only. So when that happens, then Bitcoin is not for everybody. I'm interested in cryptocurrency being a global use case. So that's where Bitcoin Cash comes in. And Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin developers were exactly the same. Only by the time when this RBF, debate was happening, some group of people who were economically strong, means financial and economic understanding was bigger in these people who went against the RBF update. So when that RBF update happened, few people who updated it became Bitcoin. Who did not update and took the old ledger and continued to use the old ledger became Bitcoin Cash. And on the old ledger, we increased the block size from 1 MB to 8 MB. From 8 to now it has become 32 MB. So by 32 MB means every 10 minutes we can do 32 times more transactions on Bitcoin Cash than on Bitcoin. Of course, the Bitcoin blocks are not full yet right now, and Bitcoin blocks are going to be limited to 1 MB only. And that limit of 1 MB, you can see it in the bull run times in the beginning of this year in 2017, and it's going to happen in the next couple of months also. When the bull run is hitting, the transactions become more. And when the transactions become more, the fees of Bitcoin becomes very, very high. In 2017, some of my friends have paid 1,000 US dollars, 1,000 US dollar just as fee. Who pays 1,000 US dollar as fee? Even if I have to move a fucking big time a 4x4 truck, which I don't get in India from US to here, I may be paying $1,000 as fee. Not a payment, right? So this is what happens at the time when the bull run happens. The fees of Bitcoin goes super high, super expensive. But in Bitcoin Cash, that doesn't happen is because all of those people who are in bull run wants to exchange cryptocurrency or wants to exchange Bitcoin Cash can still fit into the block. So even the new developers of Bitcoin, they clearly say that they're not going to increase the block size because they do not understand English and they do not read the white paper. Because in white paper, what Satoshi did was he kept the block size open to unlimited. So what happened with that unlimited later in the year of 2010, Satoshi limited the block to 1, and he writes it in bitcointalk.org forum. Clearly, all those things are available out there. So in that forum, he writes, I'm limiting it to 1 MB, but this 1 MB is only temporary. We're going to use this to increase again as and when the transactions increase. But when the transaction increased, none of the developers of Bitcoin allowed the increase of size of block. They still continue to keep 1 MB only, because what happens with 1 MB is a few miners get benefit of bigger transaction fee. And also, of course, they get their block reward. Along with the block reward, they get more fees. So these miners who don't necessarily understand the economics of the world, they accepted that and they continue to do that change. And most miners who didn't understand or do understand the economics and they didn't want this to happen, they went around and we are part of Bitcoin Cash now. That's the basic difference. We have now many more developments that's happening on Bitcoin Cash because of the idea that it is allowing people to build DeFi systems, build smart contracts, build tokens on it. Build all of these is possible because we're open towards implementing all those on the blockchain. Because if you understand, blockchain is a very nicely secured system and freely secured by everybody. They're putting their computing power to secure your network for a small fee that they're getting as reward. And you're getting a free platform. On this free platform, now you can build DeFis. Now we can build tokens. Now, can you do that on Bitcoin? No, you cannot, because even if you build it, it's going to be hard to use those. Like you said, for every token, it asks for Ethereum. It'll eventually ask for Bitcoin if you do it on Bitcoin, and it'll ask for Bitcoin fees to be paid in the way the Bitcoin fees is paid, which is up to $1,000 sometimes in a bull run time. So in Bitcoin Cash, that is reduced, and in Bitcoin Cash, there's much more developments that's happened. That means when I do a transaction on Bitcoin Cash, I don't have to wait 10 minutes for the block to move. I can instantly send that transaction again. It's instant settlement, and it's almost free, and its blocks are open to new ideas. So those are the few features helps me understand that crypto should be like Bitcoin Cash, not like Bitcoin.
Great. So I have a question for Rohit. I don't know.
Yes, Paul.
Rohit, what's your when did you get into crypto? What is your portfolio? Like, how does it look? I just want to know how far you are in the crypto world.
Actually, I have been trading in crypto since 5 to 6 years.
Gotcha.
And before I was trading on Polonix platform, Polonix exchange. which is US-based platform. And recently, like 2 to 3 years, Polonix is going little bit down, and because the amount of the people, amount of the that money that people are putting in is very low. So transactions are, taking time to sell and buy. So I have shifted to Binance now. And my portfolio is balanced. Like I also keep
The percentage, I just want to know what percentage you over to which currency. I don't want to know the amount, just the percentage.
I understand that. Like 10%, 20% of the amount I keep reserved for USDT, which I can use whenever market is down and to balance the to average.
That's good.
And 30% to 35% I am putting in Bitcoin and Ethereum and BNB, like major coins. And the rest of the amount I am putting in the altcoins, other coins.
Sounds good. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, me too. Do something similar.
Rohit, I think there is a lot of background sound from you.
Yeah, that's why I'm walking around, because some of the kids are playing. Okay, now I think it is better.
Little better. Yes, we can hear you better also.
That is better.
So I hope you could hear my voice before.
Yes, we could hear you. It's just a background.
Okay. So I am doing like that, Paul.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Just
6 years.
insights I can give you on something that you guys mentioned. Of course, the portfolio can differ from person to person depending on what you really like to do. My portfolio would have more of these less fee coins because I'm looking at the future of cryptocurrency, right? So 10 years ago, when I was talking about Bitcoin, people, my family, everybody laughed at me because they don't understand it. So now even the economists, like the people who believe themselves as pro in economics, even Max Kaiser, I don't know if you know Max Kaiser, even he doesn't understand that the future is about payments and settlements, not just about asset and trading. So I bet big on those which has small fees, which is like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. But there was one thing that I wanted to just mention was this USDT or USDC, anything that is a stable coin. Now, if you hold your value in stable coin in a bull run, it does not gain value. It does not go according to the bull run's price. So at the time of bull run, at least the next 3 months is the real bull run time that comes in once in 4 years only. So at least at this time, I would suggest this is only an experience that I'm giving you. There is no financial advice here being given to anyone from my side. But the experience I'm saying is that if you're holding it in stable coin, then in a bull run, it will not gain the value like the way other cryptos would gain, in a bull run.
Yes.
So that's something that you may want to put small in stable coin in terms of your portfolio. Just in this next 3 months, maybe you can put it back again after the 3 months.
Okay. Thank you for the advice, Vikram.
You're welcome.
So, are we still continuing? I guess it's about to be,
Yeah, we got another 5 minutes. Yes, we do have 5 minutes more than we can wind up after that. So it was a great conversation so far. Go ahead.
Do you mind sharing your WhatsApp number? Because me and Rohit just exchanged it. So if any questions or anything, I also feel like we can build up, the network, have a mutual,
Yes. Vikram, whenever you also come to Gujarat, or if you have any planning to arrange a meeting in Gujarat or something like that, then please let me know. I can help you with that, and I will support you here as well.
Definitely, Rohit. I'll be very pleased with that. I'm actually looking forward to doing that interstate, meetup travel again. So once I do that, I will definitely look up to you and meet up and then get some help from your side also. Let me just add my number, which is for WhatsApp.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's me. 861897. I sent the number. Did you guys see the message, or is it something specific to one person? I'm sending a message.
I did not get it. I think you can send it to, you can pick a person. If you go to at the bottom of the chat, there's an option to send to a specific person or to everyone.
True that. I just got it. I'm just sending it to you guys individually.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh. Yeah, you guys can also share your number with me so that I can save it.
Yes. Okay, I will send it to you right now.
Okay, Vikram, I didn't get your message.
I'm sending it to you personally now again. I don't know why my system is acting a little slow. Maybe it's on this call, it's acting a little slow. So eventually I got it. Yeah. I got yours, Paul. Let me just add it on.
Thank you for sharing.
And anyone in our group wants to buy or sell crypto by cash, then I can do it. We do it for you. Then let me know if you have something like that.
Do you do it as a business or just like a nothing?
It is my side business actually. Yeah, it's kind of business. Yeah, I am actually in software development. That is my main business. But it is my side business. Mm-hmm. But every day I do this.
Yeah.
But still, as a side business, I get to do this kind of transaction every day by cash. Either buy or sell.
I see. Okay.
And any amount of crypto, no any limitation.
Wow, that's a nice one, Rohit. I did not know there's no limitation also.
Wow. Me too. I'm trying to just save the numbers here. Chat. Rohit. And so Vikram, you speak Kannada, right?
Yeah, I do. Do you?
Is your family like Karnataka or?
So I'm born, brought up in Karnataka, of course, Bangalore. But otherwise, my parents are Maharashtrians. We speak Marathi at home. Kannada is my school language, of course. I speak Kannada because of my local surroundings. Nimage barata Kannada? ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ನಲ್ಲ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಇದ್ರಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ?
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ 15 ವರ್ಷ.
15 ವರ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ.
Exactly. This is exactly how I felt.
Trying to come Bangalore in 2 months.
ರಾಜಾರಾಮ್ ಅವರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Yes sir.
ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಇವಾಗ?
I don't know Kannada. I am Tamil Nadu. I am from Tamil Nadu, sir.
அப்ப எங்க இருக்கீங்க இப்போ?
தமிழ்நாட்டு வந்து பாண்டிச்சேரி ஸ்டேட் காரைக்கால் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் சார். உங்களுக்கு தமிழ் தெரியுமா?
தமிழ் தெரியாம இருக்கும்.
Of course. South Indian means
மலையாளத்திலயும் பேசலாம்.
எனக்கு தமிழ் இங்கிலீஷ் தான் சார் தெரியும், மலையாளம் தெரியும்.
பரவாயில்ல சும்மா சொல்லுங்க.
ஃபியூச்சர்ல பெங்களூர் வரலாம்னு இருக்கேன் சார். பவுல் சார், ஃபியூச்சர்ல பெங்களூர்ல. அங்க எங்க அண்ணா இருக்காங்க, பெங்களூர்ல இருக்காங்க.
பெங்களூருக்கு மூவ் ஆயிட்டீங்களா?
எஸ் சார். மூவ் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
எதுக்கு அப்படி செய்றீங்க?
ஜாப்காக. எங்க அண்ணன் பிரதர் அங்க இருக்காங்க சார். ஜாப்காக ஐடி ஜாப்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணலாம்னு.
சரி.
நீங்க வந்து பெங்களூர் தானே சார் உங்க நேட்டிவ்?
ஆமாமா, பெங்களூர் தான். எங்க அப்பா தமிழ், எங்க அம்மா மலையாளி.
Perfect.
Sorry,
Perfect.
Rohit, we are using some native language. Rohit is like, you people are ignoring me.
No problem.
Trying to get that.
No, you enjoy. It's already.
Sir, உங்க வாட்ஸ்அப் நம்பர் சென்ட் பண்ணுங்க சார் எனக்கு.
கண்டிப்பா. Yeah, go ahead, Rohit. You're saying something.
No, nothing. No.
Okay. All right. Rohit, you family man, bachelor, playboy, what's the scene?
No, my family is here only in Ahmedabad with me. I mean, my parents are in Surat, Gujarat.
I see.
And my family, my wife and 3-year-old son is in Ahmedabad.
Ahmedabad. Okay.
I was in New Jersey and North Carolina during the lockdown.
Really?
The
Why?
first lockdown, yeah.
Why did you come?
Actually, I came there at my cousin's place in New Jersey, and after 10 days, it was like lockdown and all. So it was totally, unplanned situation. So although I came there for like 1 month, but I had to stay there for 4 months.
Oh, really?
So you had your visa and everything?
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
I was just checking with no problem with the visa and things for the 4 months extension.
No, visa is already 6 months. The 6 months stay was already granted to me.
Okay. So you had your 6 months visa. That's good. Anyway, I remember first time when I got my Schengen, they gave me some 11 days or 9 days or something, depending on my booking. That's exactly the booking days they gave me. I was like, what? Is that how they do it? And then later, I guess.
Schengen visa is already always like that. But in USA, they allow for 6 months normally.
Okay. Good to know.
So
Great
US
stuff.
visa is actually difficult to get at the first time. But once you get it, they grant it for 10 years. And then
Right.
That's a business visa. B1, right?
For tourist visa.
Tourist. You
Yeah,
get
B1.
10.
Yes.
Okay. So they want tourists, that means.
Yes.
See, the US, the thing with the US is, if they trust you, they don't mind you coming, So first they need to go through a rigorous background check. Make sure you're not going to come here and blow up things. That's the only concern they have. So once they know that you're a good person, they don't mind. You can come anytime. I have friends from Mumbai, a business guy. Him and his family has this 10-year visa. They always come and meet me. They come anytime they want. I'm like, how are you guys doing? They're like, yeah, we have a 10-year visa. And
Okay.
my brother's friends have a 10-year visa. So they just go through a rigorous background check to make sure you're okay. So
Sir, now you live in US, sir. Sir?
I'm in New York.
Raj, I think there's some disturbance from your phone.
I'm sorry, Vikram. I can't hear. There's some distortion. What did you say?
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning about Raj. I think there's some sound coming in.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so it was a great meeting, great meetup, and
Yes.
glad to talk about
It was
Bitcoin
good.
Cash.
Yes.
It's
So
because
I got one last question. I keep forgetting. I'm
far.
sorry.
Go for it.
Can I ask
Yes.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you see Bitcoin Cash's price will go in, let's say, according to you? I look at certain data, but I want to know, according to you, where do you see Bitcoin Cash will reach in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? I know it can be that, but I just want to know, what do you think? Because you have a lot of information, so I want to know, what's your analysis? Where do you put your numbers at in these time periods?
So it's a good one actually. That in terms of time period, I may want to change is because crypto bull runs are once in 4 years. Their economic cycle is about 4 year once because of the way Bitcoin is set up, right? Bitcoin's halving is once in 4 years, is why Bitcoin's economic cycle is also once in 4 years. So this happens this year. The bull run is this year. So your first question was about 6 months. I would put Bitcoin Cash at the place where it is in the next 6 months because the payments industry is not necessarily caught on with crypto yet. So your Bitcoin is on the second page of your Coin Market Cap or Coin Gecko. You understand what I'm talking about? It was in the first page. It's gone to second page. It's because a lot of these bullshit coins, which is actually riding on some other blockchain, is sitting on the top first page, which doesn't make sense anyway. But then that's okay. The price of Bitcoin Cash may go really high. Not now, maybe in 5 years down the line, the next bull run. So in 2026, we may look at Bitcoin Cash starting to now trying to eclipse Bitcoin. Now, what is Ethereum trying to do is eclipsing Bitcoin. Eventually, the idea of Ethereum is to eclipse Bitcoin in its price. Maybe not this bull run, maybe next bull run. So in a way, after a couple of bull runs, Bitcoin Cash will do that is because the use case is what is the most important in cryptocurrency in the future. The use case means more people handing and more people transacting, more people sending, receiving. Those things will build a lot of price on it. And I'm hoping Bitcoin Cash to be same price as Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe in two this one bull runs, which is maximum of 8 years. But it's a long term, right? That's what Bitcoin was 10 years ago. There was no idea of Bitcoin 10 years ago. So now we know what Bitcoin is. It's the thing to be in the space. I'm talking about when I say Bitcoin, I talk about even Bitcoin Cash in that space as cryptocurrency. 10 years ago, nobody knew. So in the next 10 years also today, nobody knows about what is going to be the real crypto of payments. Because the bigger market crypto is going to acquire is the payments market. It's just a small, understanding that I have. I hope it works that way. Anyway, that was that.
Yeah. The only reason is I don't hold any Bitcoin Cash for now. But when I saw you're all in for Bitcoin Cash, all your meetup names are all Bitcoin Cash, I got interested, and I was like, I need to know more about it. So that's why I signed up to join this meeting.
Wow. Yeah.
Just to know what am I missing. I was like, okay, Bitcoin it is, but what is Bitcoin Cash? Like, why do they call it cash? All these questions came up. I guess I kind of understand from your explanations right now. So, yeah, thank you, Vikram and Rohit and everyone in here, especially to Vikram for all this information that you are giving out for free.
Dude, that's a good one you said, for free. Yeah, it is for free. Don't worry, I'm also gaining. The more questions you guys have, the more I'm learning.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
when
thank you very much.
You are never losing.
Okay, guys, you have a nice evening. Of course, nice day for you, Paul, but nice evening for everyone else.
Thank you.
And a nice weekend.
Thanks, Vikram, Rajaram, and thank you, Rohit, as well. We'll see you guys again. Probably, I'll be looking out for the next meetup. If you can try to accommodate my timings a little bit, that will be good. Because I don't like waking up Saturday mornings. This is the first time. My wife is actually shocked at why I woke up.
Don't worry, Arjun. She will like it with presents.
Yeah, if you can look at New York timings a little bit, I'm not saying you have to accommodate me fully, but a little bit to accommodate. So I maybe on a a little bit than the early mornings.
Definitely.
Anyway, it's not 100% thing I'm looking for, but if you can, that'll be great.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, man.
Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. See you, Rohit. See you, Raja.
Bye,
See you, Paul.
Vikram. Bye, Raja. Bye.